Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from simpleprogrammer.com. So I got a question for you about being a slow programmer. This is kind of interesting here, but before I get into that, I do want to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this YouTube channel right now, at least the current sponsor. Hopefully the longtime sponsor, which is Hired.com. Who is Hired.com? What do they do? Let me tell you a second here. So basically, if you're looking for a job as a software developer, or maybe something else, I don't know, Hired.com is the place to go. If you go to Hired.com/simpleprogrammer, and make sure you use that link. I'll tell you why in a second. What you can do is you can fill out an application, and they will basically match you up with employers, or either the employers will come after you instead of you sending out like 500 resumes. It's a good model. I think it's a good system. The Hired.com people are really awesome. Appreciate them sponsoring the Simple Programmer and making it so we can reach more people. So go check them out. Go support, Simple Programmer if you will. Hired.com/Simple Programmer. That's the link you want to use. I'll tell you why. Because when you get a job with Hired.com, if you get a job through them, you'll get $2,000 sign-on bonus instead of $1,000. So they actually pay you to get a job. Anyway, check them out. They're really cool. And let us go on to the question here about being a slow programmer. So I got this question a while back. I'm slow to answer the question. It says, "Hello, John. I just wanted to say that you are doing a great job on your channel with programming advice. I've been watching some of your videos and find them inspiring and is giving me a boost in my programming work. Currently, I'm 20 years old studying computer science, but going to switch to software engineering as there is more work related to programming, which is what I want to do. But my concern with me at the moment is that when I do development on side projects I'm currently in, I feel like I'm a slow developer in terms of taking my time, working out logic, depending on the task at hand. I know they say being a slow developer is good because you're not rushing software out the door, which is buggy and unstable, but I feel I need to pick up the speed as my companies might not hire me later on due to the time taken to figure out logic and apply a solution to a problem or release new software. Could you give me some advice on this as it may help me in my programming career, which I want to succeed in?" So let me see. Age here, 20 years old, studying computer science. All right, you're young, you're new to the field. What you're doing, okay, take this slow route. Again, I'm going to point you to something here that I call trusting the process. Check that out. Actually, check out the playlist on trusting the process. We should have a playlist here. And that's what you need to do in this case. Okay, being slow is not a bad thing in this case, because what you're doing is you're taking your time. You're not rushing things. You're learning, and it can only go as fast as it can go. Right? There was a lot. There was a period in my software development career where I used to piss off my boss because he would say, "How long is this going to take, John?" And I would say, "You know what? I could give you a wild ass guess, a wag, and I certainly will if you want, but ultimately, it's going to take as long as it takes. I can't make it take any faster. I could make it take slower, but I can't make it take any faster. It's going to take however long that it takes for it to be done." There's just not some magic formula that can be applied to this, right? Like if I have to come up with this algorithm and I have to think through how it's supposed to work and I have to write it out and draw some diagrams and program it out, it takes how long it takes. I don't know how long that is, but I'm going to do the best job that I can, and I'm not going to waste any time. But honestly, it takes how long it takes, and that's the case for every developer, right? And some people will try to shortcut this. Some people will try and take shortcuts, and they won't think about problems properly, and they won't take the time that's needed, and they won't grow and they won't learn, right? Because that's not going to help, right? And they're going to produce crap, and it's going to catch up to them. Don't be like that. It's fine. It's fine that you're slow. Like the more that you take the time and you actually do the work, right? The deep work, the hard work, which is why it's taking you longer, the faster you're going to get. And it's going to be the good kind of fast. It's not going to be the sloppy rush through it kind of fast, because doing that doesn't. So someone could, in your situation, could say, "Oh, I'm going to get stuff done fast," and they could cut out stuff and not do things properly. And they could get stuff done fast, okay? But they're at a limit. They're not going to be able to go above. It's like a governor on a car. They can't go above 80 miles an hour. Now you're cruising along at 40 miles an hour. you're taking your time, you're doing things right, You're not sandbagging it, you're not purposely going slow, but you're analyzing the situation and doing the right thing. So you're going at 40 miles an hour. They're going at 80, okay? In 5 years' time, you're going to be going at 120 miles an hour and getting things right, and they're going to be stuck at 80. Because that's how it works. That's karma for you, if you will. But it's because they're not exercising the deep thought. They're not actually improving their skills. They're just stamping the stuff and getting it done and pushing it out the door, and they're making mistakes. They're not analyzing things and learning from their mistakes, right? You are. So don't worry right now. You're 20 years old. Give it some time. If you go 3 or 4 years into your career and you just way slower than everyone else, which is not going to be the case. Like I said, you're going to be faster than everyone else. Then maybe you have a problem. But honestly, that's not going to happen. It's not going to. You're just worrying about stuff that you don't need to worry about. Now, I will say this. If you're in there gold plating everything, if you're in there debating, right, sometimes you do have to go. As a software developer, you have to learn that when you get to the 90% best case scenario, right, you can't optimize for the extra 5%, right? It's a waste of time, especially if it takes you 2 times or 3 times as long, right? There's these optimal points. You got to kind of use Pareto's law, the 80-20 rule here, and you got to say, okay, look, I'm going to do things right and spend the right amount of time on this, but I'm not gonna like fret so much and spend 5 times the amount of time that it should take me just so I can get a 1% improvement in performance, right? You can do that, and that is not good. You don't want to do that. Don't do premature optimization. Don't do things like that don't have a high return, a high yield on your time. But if you're just taking your time and you're doing things right, maybe you're writing unit tests, maybe you're diagramming things out and making sure that your algorithms are right and testing things out and making sure that you're writing clean and good code and documenting the code as you go along, that's all good stuff. Okay, that's all fine. It's just if you're doing some premature optimization or you're debating over the little tiny things that don't matter, then maybe you're being too slow and you need to stop doing that. But in general, I wouldn't worry about this. Sounds like you're on the right track. Sounds like you don't have a problem. All right, so that's all I got to say about that. Again, check out hire.com. If you like this video, go ahead and click that subscribe button below and you will get all my videos, or at least most of them. You don't have to watch all of them, by the way. Some of you are like, John, you produce too many videos. And my answer is, you don't have to watch all of them. Anyway, click the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.